All right, hello. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Thank you all so much. Welcome to another episode of Deportation Defense Live. I'm your host, Otis Landerholm. Welcome. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 27th of September of 2022. So happy to be here with you today. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. We're here with another episode of Deportation Defense Live. Our theme today is how to not get your asylum case terminated. So I'm happy to address this theme with you. And so welcome. Welcome everybody on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Remember, the Deportation Defense Live is here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants who are facing deportation to make the most out of immigration laws, to make the most out of their lives, and to win their cases. Are you facing removal in immigration court? Do you know someone who's facing removal in immigration court? Because if so, you know that it is not easy. It is an uphill battle. The laws are against us. And here at the Deportation Defense Live, we're here to maximize your chances of winning that case. So today, oh my gosh, I just sneezed. Proof that this is live, right? So today our theme is how to not have your asylum case terminated. Yeah, sometimes you want it terminated and other times you really don't. And so thank you to everyone who asked your questions. We actually got a lot of questions today, which I love. All right, keep them coming, and I love it. And I'll do my best to answer every single one of them today. To do that, though, I've got to move fast. But thank you to everyone who asked your questions today. We'll discuss this topic for 30 minutes in English, and then we'll move in and we'll discuss it in Spanish. Si usted habla español, pues vamos a hacer este episodio en español en unos 30 minutos. Okay? All right, very good. So welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Today, I want to start with just a quick empowerment tip. All right, I love giving empowerment tips. And this one will be super fast. Sometimes you got to say no. All right? Sometimes you got to say no. Yes, sometimes also you got to say yes. All right? If you've got goals, if you're trying to accomplish something big, yes, it's important to say yes sometimes too, but sometimes you got to say no. For example, that question from your best friend. You're going out, they're like, "Hey, let me buy you another drink." Right? No, thank you. No, thank you. All right? Come on, loan me $500. You know I'm good for it. Sorry. I've already loaned you $500. I'm not willing to loan you again. All right? I love you, but I'm not willing to loan you an additional $500. Like sometimes you gotta be willing to say that in life. All right? Or if you own a company, sometimes you know this, right? Hey, boss, can I get a pay advance? Can I get a raise? Can I get more vacation? Right? Sometimes the answer to that is yes, of course, we'd love to. But sometimes the responsible answer might be and sometimes must be no. All right? Unfortunately. In life, sometimes you got to say no. And not everybody's going to like it. But sometimes you got to do it because that is being responsible. And so I just want to put that out there. All right? Sometimes you got to be responsible. All right? So I hope that's empowering. I hope you hear that as something in your life that's like, okay, what's an area of my life where I've got to be more responsible? What's an area of my life where I should say no even to a cup of coffee in the morning because I'm having trouble sleeping at night? What's an area of my life where I should say no to that Amazon purchase because it's not forwarding my life? What am I throwing my money away on it for? Right? Or whatever it is for you. All right? Whatever it is for you. What would saying no help move your life forward? So take that on. If that was useful for you, tell us something about that, how that will help you in our comments here below today's session. All right, so now I'm going to jump right in to talk about the theme for today. The theme for today is how to not get your asylum case terminated. All right? And so before we get into that, I want to talk about the basics. And so, first of all, some people do want their asylum case terminated. Some people do. All right? Like, for example, if you've already won a green card through some other avenue, like through a marriage-based case or through a U visa or something, then great, let's terminate the asylum case. You've already won your green card. Congratulations, we can celebrate and we can terminate your asylum case. Other people don't want it quote-unquote terminated, but they do want their case administratively closed. So let's talk about that just for a second. Administrative closure in immigration court means that your asylum case is still pending, right? But you just don't have your hearings anymore. It's been closed off of the judge's calendar so that you don't have to continue with all the hearings involved. And since you still have your case pending and it wasn't terminated, you can still renew your work permit. Sometimes administrative closure is what you want so that you can continue to renew your work permit through your asylum case. All right? So that. And other people, it's like you don't want termination. You don't want administrative closure. You want to fight your case. You want that next hearing. You want to present your arguments. You want to win. You can't win asylum if you terminate or close your case. All right? It's going to be pending longer and longer and longer. Some people want a decision already. And so you want to know, you want to talk it through, you want to think about, what do you want? What do you want? And if you want to win asylum, then forget the prosecutorial discretion, forget the termination, forget the administrative closure, and fight that case. Right? You can't win unless you fight. And there are some situations, right? The reason I'm doing this episode right now is we had a client come into our office last week. Their asylum case got terminated, and they did not want it to get terminated. All right? So how do you prevent an asylum case from getting terminated against your wishes? First of all, you want to be ready to tell the judge you don't want it terminated. Sometimes the judge will ask you in court, and you're like, I don't understand. And if you're not represented by a lawyer at your hearing, then it's like you got to understand, right? If you don't have a lawyer next to you, then the judge is going to look for you to represent yourself. You got to know this stuff, right? And so if you're doing that, then you got to tell the judge, or you need a lawyer that's ready to tell the judge, judge, we don't want this terminated. We want it administratively closed, maybe, or we want it to move forward, and we want to be heard on our arguments for asylum. Okay? So if you don't want it terminated, you got to be ready to tell it to the judge. And the big thing is you've got to make sure that your application that's on file, for example, your asylum application, is strong enough to win, strong enough to not just be dismissed. Okay? If it's a weak case, or if it's an incomplete filing, or if you didn't do a strong enough job like putting the evidence together, or at least explaining why you're eligible for asylum, the judge might just throw it out and say, no, you're not eligible for asylum. They could even issue a deportation order if you don't have some other application on file. Like you really don't want that. That is a disaster. Okay? And so part of that is put some time and some effort into it. Make sure if the judge issues you a scheduling order, if the judge issues you an order of what they need from you as far as your application, declaration, and all the evidence, country conditions documentation, showing how you are eligible for asylum. Sometimes the judges want the briefs, right? Legal arguments submitted way in advance, even to schedule an individual hearing on a case. Like you want to read through everything that the judge has sent you, and you want to comply with it. You want to comply with it. You want to make sure you've crossed every box, dotted every I, crossed every T, so that nothing falls through the cracks, so that you don't get your case terminated and you get to fight the way you want your case fought. Okay? Really, to avoid any of this uncomfortable stuff, hire a lawyer who knows what they are doing and have their help in preparing your asylum case before the immigration judge. Okay? So that's really it. Thank you for being here. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, my name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. I want to get into the questions. So let me jump right in. The first question that I received here, a lot of these I receive during, we post things on Facebook, Instagram, and other places that says, hey, if you have a question, please, send it in through, click here, put your question in the thing. And so a lot of these folks, I'm answering those. If you're watching this and if you have an additional question for me right now, send it in, and I'll do my best to answer it live. We do have several, though, so I'm going to jump right in. The first question that I have comes from Cornelio, all right? Cornelio, you ask, my question is, why asylum applications are taking so long, and do you think it's better or worse for my situation? I was manipulated, and I believed that I was followed and stalked, and they are trying to convict, to make me a convict and to make my case, my situation more complicated. So I don't trust my immigration lawyer because of many times that I've asked them of my status and their case, they're never replying to me. Okay, I really need help. 4 years since I saw my kids. They're being abused in other countries. Okay, so Cornelio, thank you for asking this question. This question is like, okay, the big red flag here is that you don't trust your immigration lawyer, all right? If you filed an asylum application and you don't trust your immigration lawyer, that's a problem. And if if the reason that you don't trust your immigration lawyer is just because it's taking so long, that's really not a reason. That's really not a reason. The bottom line is asylum cases are taking that long. My office have cases that we filed in 2017, still no answer. All right, some of that's the pandemic, some of that's other reasons. Anyway, Cornelio, if it's just that it's taken so long, that's not a reason not to trust your lawyer. But if your lawyer isn't trustworthy, if you don't trust that lawyer for other reasons, they don't communicate with you or explain the law, get another lawyer. All right? Get another lawyer. And if it makes sense, contact my office. We'd love to hear you out and hear the situation and review the case and see if it's a case that we can help you with. We're just a phone call away. We'd love to do that. All right? So let's see. The next case I see is Oscar. Oscar, thank you, or Oscar, thank you. You say, I came as a minor to the United States from Honduras, but I missed my court, and I thought I lost it, but I did not know that they changed the date of the court, and it's going to be coming up in December. What can I do? Well, Oscar, that's awesome. All right, that's awesome. If you, had your court date changed and it's coming up in December, you want to be ready to fight that case. All right, it's September 27th. We got 3 months before December. It's like, let's do this. All right, you can do that, right? I've taken a case this week and fought the trial next week, and and that's possible. So don't lose hope. You got 3 months to do it. Yeah, there's a mountain of work to do in between now and a trial date, but you can do it. The other thing is a lawyer can ask more time if they're a new lawyer on the case to request all the records, review everything. That's actually the more prudent way to do it. And if you have a copy of all of your case file, bring that in, and you and your lawyer can review it carefully together. Make sure that we have a good game plan. Okay? All right. The next question I have here comes from Johnny. Johnny, you say, can a non-immigrant who is already here in the United States as a tourist be sponsored to work as a caregiver in my care facility for the elderly? Johnny, great question. Thank you for asking it. That is a great question. There are ways to do it. I'll just say that. There are ways to do that. And my office is probably not the best office for that question. I would put you in touch with a business immigration attorney, all right, so that you can, as the business, sponsor a non-immigrant to help you out as like a nurse or a caregiver, and they'll need to show what that person's degree is, and they'll need to go through an application process to be able to change their status, or to consular process if that's the better process for them. Feel free to contact my office, Johnny. We can put you in touch with a couple different business immigration law firms that we have close relationships with, so that they can give you good advice about that point. Okay? The next question I have comes from Lani. Lani, you say, what would be an option for someone who's overstayed their B1, B2, all right, in terms of being sponsored by an employer? Okay, Lani, exact same answer. Exact same answer as Johnny. Call our office. We'll get you in touch with a business immigration law firm so that they can help you navigate the business immigration stuff. And if you're marrying a U.S. citizen or thinking of filing for asylum, or if anything bad has happened to you in the U.S. where you're going to be applying for a U visa, right? Any of those situations, contact my office. We'd love to help you with those. Or if you're ever facing deportation proceedings, right? We'd love to help you with any of that. Mackinson Robust. Mackinson, all right? Thank you for your question. So you say, I'm Haitian, and I applied for TPS since August of 2021, and I did my biometrics on November 15th of 2021, and I've not heard anything about my case. It's the I-821. Please, I want to know how I can do it, and what was wrong with my case, and what an immigration lawyer can do if I have some trouble with my case. Yes or no? So Mackinson, thank you for asking that question. You're right. That is a pretty lengthy delay on your TPS application. I'd love to do a consultation, look into it. Perhaps we could do an inquiry or an ombudsman request. Sometimes the government is just behind schedule, all right? And so we can push them to issue a decision on your case, and we can say, hey, we're still here. We want a decision. Let's get this decision to try and get things moving. Okay? So there are things to do when cases fall out of normal processing times, and Mackinson, maybe your situation is one of those, and we'd love to help you with that. All right? The next question I have comes from Kenneth. Kenneth, you say, I got deported 5 years ago, gun possession. Is there any way to get a waiver? We can look at that. First of all, I'm sorry to hear that you were deported, Kenneth, and so thank you for asking that question. You are not alone in your situation. The first step is to request all of the records. All right, we want to request the immigration records. We want to request the criminal records. We want to look at them all carefully. All right, request, study, review together all of the records so that you know exactly what the best strategy is for how, if and how, to bring you back to the United States. All right, and yes, they are possible, but we got to really look at the records carefully to be able to get you good advice about that. All right, the next question I have is actually my last question for the English episode here from Darjeeling Guy. Darjeeling Guy, thank you for asking your question. Hello. You say, can I apply for asylum case and also apply for a U visa together? All right. And the answer is yes. 2 thumbs up. We do it all the time, actually. All right. So you can apply for asylum, a U visa, TPS, DACA, VAWA, a marriage-based green card. You know, you could theoretically, I mean, maybe that's a little crazy, but you can apply for every benefit that you have a bona fide application for. And so if you are afraid to return to your country and you have a bona fide application for asylum, yes, apply for asylum. And if you've been the victim of any type of harm, abuse, attack, assault here in the United States and you reported it to the authorities, yeah, you could apply for a U visa. You can apply for both, absolutely. And if you need help with that, Darjeeling guy, I'd love to help you with it. All right? So, cool. Cool, you guys. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate your being here. I hope this was useful. If you still have a question that I haven't answered, I'd still love to answer it. So send it over and I'll upload that to our YouTube channel. To see those videos, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube and please hit that notifications bell so that you'll get additional legal updates and news. All right? And if you have an immigration case, hey, please give us a call. We are here to help. We would love to help. So that's it, everybody. Thank you all for your time and your attention and for being here with me today. My name is Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. I wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.